The meaning of Christmas changes a lot as you get older. You start off believing in the magic of Santa Claus and the joy of presents. You went to sleep hoping and praying that you have something amazing under the tree in the morning. Now, a lot of us hope and pray we won't get too bored, have an argument, ruin the dinner, get too drunk. All of the time forgetting that instead of the gifts under the tree, the gifts are around your dinner table or answering the door. Being able to say Merry Christmas to someone you love can sometimes be all you need. Take Hector here. He has money and power. He has it all. Or does he?
Listen, I want 1,000 ICI before lunch. Right? Better ditch 1,500 BP, we've got another oil stone set already. Oh yeah. And the trainers, right? Under 16s, I want 150 a day. Let's be generous, under 14s, 75 a day. Or we ship the whole lot to China. Right? Get on with it. Right, here, got it, get in here now.
You called for us, Hector? Sorry, you called for us, Mr. Boyle.
Listen, I shouldn't have to call for you. I pay you enough to know when I want you. Right, Christmas is just around the corner and I've decided we're going to have a party. A big one. Wine, women, song, dance, the whole lot. And presents, right? Don't forget mine. The biggest and best money you can buy. Get it?
Got it.
Good. Oh yeah, one more thing. Just make sure that blood-sucking leech of mine stays well away from you.
Which one of the blood-sucking leeches are you talking about?
I think it's smart to be a wee shit. The one that made the mistake of marrying. You make sure you keep her away from here by any means necessary, okay? Get on with it.
Oh man, I thought that was a fair question, mate. I mean, you could have been talking about that wee toy lassie who keeps up at the flat in Morningside. Oh, that Brazilian bird. He's got the legs that go all the way up to her arm. Best money can buy, eh? Oh, let's have a think.
This should be easy.
It should be, eh? Hey, why don't we get in one of those yachts like all the rescues have?
No, I need it's got a push it.
But does that have a helipad?
It's got a runway.
Shit, man, this is impossible. Why don't we just buy them Christmas? I'm gonna Google it and see who owns it.
Shit, we've got nothing, mate.
Yeah, man, this is going to be impossible, buddy. It's already franchised out to that many folk. The church seems to own most of it. Oh man, we'll never get the negotiations done in time, but.
Hey, what are you two still gabbing about? You've got a party to organise.
Oh, the party's no problem, sir.
So?
Well, it's your present, mate. Sorry, boss. We've been racking our brains and failed you miserably, sir. We can't think of any.
Not possible.
Honestly, sir, we thought of everything, and you've got everything is possible for money to buy.
Oh, it's not possible. Not.
Honestly. It was our very first thought to get him a yacht.
Check last Christmas you got it.
We thought we could try the castle in the sky.
I checked last birthday you got it.
So why don't you get a man who grabs everything he can? When do you stop trying for the man who's never stopped buying? We thought he could get a luxury jet.
I checked last summer you got it.
We thought he'd have fun on an island in the sun.
I checked his account he got it.
So why don't you get a man who grabs everything he can? When do you stop trying for the man who never stops buying? He's not a huge dropper.
I checked with the nurse, said you got it.
Then we had a dream, an American football team.
I checked, would you believe he bought it?
So why don't you get a man who grabs everything he can? When do you stop trying for the man who never stops buying?
Get out of here, Perry. Get away. Honestly, how is it possible? How can I have all the money in the world, more than anybody could ever want, and yet I can't get somebody with a little bit of savvy to buy me a Christmas present, and with my own fucking money as well? There's something seriously wrong with this world, I tell you. Who the hell are you?
That's not important right now.
What do you mean by it? How did you get in here? What are you doing here?
I can go anywhere, Hector. And of course I know who you are, or who you think you are. You're Hector Boyle, big shot, multi-millionaire, you think.
Billionaire, if you know.
All right, Hector Boyle, billionaire. I'm here to look after your welfare. Things aren't going so well, though.
You what?
Let's say, Hector, I'm kind of a spiritual welfare officer, but you can call me your guardian angel.
Guardian angel? You're a nutter. You're a wacko. Get out of here.
Okay, but let me ask you a question, Hector. Do you still believe in the magic of Christmas?
Guardian angel, Christmas. What is this question time at the funny farm? How can you think that I imagine that Christmas is magic? Listen, the stress leading up to Christmas is a nightmare. I've got a wife. Got to buy all these presents for everybody. It's not just the wife, the kids, the lot. You diamond watch, darling? Sure, Ernest Young just waiting for you. You sports car, son? Any colour, any make you want, off you go. Another pony, my little darling. Yeah, the other females are running out of conversation, but now, listen, I'll play you a game and ask you a question. How can I possibly think that Christmas is magical?
Let's go back, Hector, to the start. Well, Christmas can still be a magical time, Hector. You just have to realize what's important for you. Go and rediscover that magic. See ya, Hector.
Okay. Yes.
Sure, boss.
Just real looking. I need a favour. Listen, I'm just having an epiphany.
Hope you've got the doctor's number handy, mate.
Listen, guys, I've just come across, I mean, I've got all this money, right? And I can't get my two best employees and closest friends I may add to buy me a Christmas present. Now, I know you tried, and I appreciate that, I really do, but see, I think I've got what the problem is. I mean, do you know that it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven?
I mean, we could have bought you a camel, sir. What did you think of that?
Sorry. I think you're missing the point. Look, all this money, what have I really got? I've got a wife who hates me, I've got a daughter who's getting poisoned against me, a son that doesn't even know what time of day it is or anything else. It's all got to go. And I reckon you two bright, innovative chaps can come up with a scheme to get this done.
Why are you going to divorce for Lupcher? That will cost you, don't you?
Listen, we'd only split it, she'd sort of half, and I'd have too much. No, it's all got to go. Every single penny, right? Come up with an idea. I mean, I want to give to the needy. Yeah, I want to educate the uneducated. I want to take the very marrow from the bones of my existence and feed it to the hungry. I need a cause. I need a cause. Guys, find me a cause, okay? Find me a cause. Get me one. What the fuck was all that about?
Is he ill?
I don't know, mate. I think he thinks he's found salvation. If he's being serious, we could be goosed here, mate, on the dole, or worse, 0 hours contracts. You don't think he's being serious, do you?
We can't take that chance. We need the scheme. If he's going to give his money to charity, then he's really giving it to us.
Hang on a sec, mate, you put me off. I'm trying to have a think here. I've got it. We need a scheme where he thinks he's giving his money to charity, but he's really giving it to us. Stay with me. What's the cause that he hates the most?
The homeless!
Yeah, well, we make him, check this out, we make him set up a charity for these work-shy, drunken dregs of society, as he calls them. If that doesn't bring him round to his senses, then we'll make us sole war members, and then we'll control all that lovely money.
Good idea, mate. How'd you ever think of that?
I'm a genius, mate.
Look at our little cherubs, sleeping sweetly in their cribs, a sleep of the just, a sleep of contentment. First, we have Larry, one-time stockbroker. He had it all until one day his house of cards came crashing down. Disaster, or so you might think. Now Larry has never been happier. Unburdened by the trappings of his wealth, he realizes the only thing he needs in his life is family and friends. His wilderness years means he has lost contact with his daughter, a loss that is especially hard this time of year. Next, we have Johnny. Johnny is a dreamer. Johnny has a strong desire to get out of his current predicament and wants to live the life of the privileged. Life he reads about in glossy magazines. Without the skills to get meaningful employment, this reality seems far away. We can all dream. Last but not least, we have Gaza. A history of violence haunts him. He says he is reformed, but sometimes it is hard to shake off the shackles of a torrid history. A man of simple means, he has his close circle of friends, and that will do him.
Sorry. Come on, guys.
Come on then.
I reckon I've got a few things for you guys I can help you with. Yeah? Pretty sure I can help.
Well, wait, mister.
Boyle. Hector Boyle.
I've heard of you.
Aye.
Big man in the city.
Yeah.
Fingers in one or two. Fingers in all the damn pies.
That was me already, but I've decided to do something different with money.
For instance,
Well, and this might sound mad, but I've decided that I'm going to start a charity. A big one. And I'm looking for guys Be assistants. Sorry. Extra assistants. Give you a hand. Guys with the knowledge and understanding of homelessness and deprivation, you've got. Yeah.
Not for me, mate. All my Christmases came at once when Hibs won the cup. I could do with a new pair of trainers though.
Well, I mean, I've got a lot of money, and I mean a lot of money.
Trainers, that'll be fine. Size 9, Nikes, New Balance, since you're feeling flush.
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah.
Didn't you be looking at me, pal? I was doing alright with my businesses until all that computer and technology kicked in. Lost a fucking lot. Barely nowadays, I can use a phone or even play bloody Candy Crush. Right? Even working the telly's a hassle. Never again. Fuck off. No.
There must be something, sure.
Nah, pal. No for me. A wee quiet Christmas for me. Well, what? That, the Christmas tree we got, even you couldn't buy me that fucking
True.
I'm well stood up on homelessness. I'm just the man to head up your organisation, Mr. Hector. Of course, I need an important title. Maybe the guys could be my assistants.
Nah, it's really cool.
And never mind how I talk to the toffs. It's a bit time they heard it proper. Straight through the horse's arse. Right, guys?
I think you mean the horse's mouth.
Oh, it's the other end, isn't it? Count me in.
Okay, yeah. You'll need a bit, no, you'll need a hell of a lot of polishing. Never mind, get in. Just the sort of guy actually I'm looking for. Sure you guys really want to give me a hand?
Nah, like the video, you know? Here we are.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I'll leave you in the capable hands of Dan and Matt here, and they'll get it sorted, okay?
We'll be in touch, guys.
Yeah.
What be that then? I knew this day would come. I fucking knew it.
Good luck, mate. You'll need it.
How?
What experience do you have in managing big bloody money? Come on!
I don't know where you're into. I've been up in a bit.
Oh yeah, Christ, I've not heard this before.
I've had some dealings with some big knobs.
Who, the police and the judges?
Aye, them too.
Say, I said, yeah, you said them too.
If you get your way about, how come you ended up in here?
You care what it's like? You make a deal here, a deal there, some of them just didn't work out. I tell you, the worst are the accountants and the lawyers for stitching you up. One slip, bingo, you end up in here.
Down out the streets again, guys.
Sally,
Sally Ann's for breakfast. Yeah, beauty. Go on.
Yeah, beauty.
There you go, mate, there's your lunch.
What the hell's this?
Well, they didn't have any sausage rolls, so I just wanted the ingredients.
I expect me to pay this.
I don't know, mate, Google it. Look, anyway, we need to put a stop to this in Concord. This is getting out of hand. Do you know what? I've got a crossbow in my shed.
That's a bit extreme, don't you think?
Yeah, possibly. I suppose you're just going to stop him and not just shoot his face clean. We could just hide all his shoes. I know that won't do much good with it. But we do have to go softly about this. I know. We could send round a barber shop called Tech around his house. They'll knock on his door, and when he answers, they'll be like, "Hey Hector, don't go spending your money. Shoopity-bop-bop, shoopity-bop."
Good idea, man. Did you ever think of that?
Yeah, man. I know what. We'll phone up his old lady, the lecturer. Hello, is that Mrs. Hector?
Yes, who's this calling?
It's Matt MacDonald, Mrs. Boyle. It's Hector's chief factotum and advisor.
What can I do for you, Mr. Mac?
Well, it's about Mr. Boyle, Mrs. Boyle. He's wanting to give all his money away to charity.
And me, what about me? Shush.
Not you, Mrs. Boyle.
I always knew he was eccentric, but my God, is this really true?
Yeah, and it gets worse. He wants to give everything, every penny to...
The homeless!
Everything! To the sodding homeless!
needed to know because this is going to affect everybody.
True right, sunshine.
Yeah, it's madness, Mrs. Hector.
Just call me Voluptua, or V, for short.
How's it going, mate?
Where's your muckers?
They're with Hector, helping him with his giveaway empire. Charity! Ha!
So charity begins at home, eh, Johnny?
Sure does. I'm not sure Hector knows what he's doing. It's all well and good to give, but to give it away always, gosh, it's completely bonkers.
So you're not convinced then?
Nah. Better give it to the deserving poor. Me.
We were thinking the same, weren't we?
Yeah, good dog.
Can we have a word with you, Johnny? John.
Sure, guys.
Hector, eh? You've got to take a hat off to that guy, eh?
Certainly gone for it big time. Hope he keeps it up for my trainers though.
If we move the equity stocks and take the profits over,
Christ, how many long moving the world at high man?
You see,
I tell you guys, you've got to grab the opportunities by the throat. So everybody, I'll not forget the little people are doing where we are.
Excuse me, the little people?
Rick.
You think they're looking a bit worried.
What is it, Hector? Some of your companies shiting themselves in case they get turned into charities for the homeless.
Aye, some of you execs haven't done a real fucking living, like considering picking up bonuses for fuck all.
Bet it's his missus want a rally on each other.
No, guys. Tell you, so what's in that?
Can't be that bad. What is it then?
This is a summons to appear in court on the 17th of December. Voluptuous is taking me to court citing that I'm an unfit father and incapable of running the company finances and the family finances. And you know why?
Right.
Due to my sanity being impaired.
Oh, fuck that shit. In me, man, Mrs. Fell and Hector, but she'd never do that to me, pal. Come on.
That's what she was as mad as you.
No, that's not true, pal.
Okay, this is me funny. I mean, who can be good on here?
Plumber Hector.
What fucking trainers?
Plumber Hector, what do you think, Johnny?
Looks like we'll just take it on it. Turn up the 17th.
Christmas time, no one to see, money, power, no one loves me. I didn't start out to make it this way. I'm a soul in this passion play, all alone in this gilded cage. Standing alone on this empty stage, my heart's full of sadness, all that I lost, paid the piper at what a cost. I've lost everything I once held dear. Grant me this one wish, some Christmas cheer. I know I can make this world a better place. Pity this poor man, grant him some grace. All alone in these days, my heart full of sadness, for all that I was, pay the piper
tea, coffee, or anything? Anything, please?
I've been a judge for many a year, and cases I've heard without favour or fear. Murderers, rapists and suicide bombers, I've heard things that would shock all comers. But the case over which I'm about to preside will test to the limits my powers to decide. Many voices you'll hear, many words they will utter, and I've to decide whether Hector's a nutter. As a gentleman lost his sense of proportion and is floundering now in a sea of distortion. But one thing is certain, I'll swear on the book, it's Hector's cash that they're all trying to hook. To do this, of course, they have to prove him insane, that his philanthropic plans come from a sick brain. I've to decide and unable and willing to judge whether Hector is quite the full shilling. Has Hector decided to part with his dough through a kind of insanity we don't know? Or has he the right to distribute his cash in a way he's sane and not at all rash? So the case begins now without further delay. Let justice be heard on this very day. Is Hector right to give the hopeless his wad? Or is he just bonkers stark raving mad? Has he forsaken and washed down the drain what most of us call a rational brain? I will decide on what has to be. Is it freedom for Hector or a law brought to me? We are here today to consider the petition of Mrs. Voluptua Boyle, wife of Hector Boyle, who has applied to have her husband sectioned under the 1983 Mental Health Act. Mrs. Boyle.
Excuse me. If it pleases the court, I'd like to be addressed by my maiden name. I'm finding it also distressing, you know.
The judge will allow that. What is your maiden name, Mrs. Boyle?
Well, it's Voluptua Castillo del Diablo. That's my full name. I was brought up in the Sierra Nevada region of Spain, into a family of famous wine growers, where we had a beautiful palace with 2 swimming pools, a dance hall on the 2nd floor, and an indoor building on the 3rd.
Where did you get the bills to the 3rd floor?
Well, by escalator, of course. Oh, and the wonderful grounds where the lions and the tigers roamed among the vines. I had a pet tiger, you know. He ate straight from my hand. Maltesers, they were his favourite.
To return to the case, Mrs. Diablo, why are you applying for the sectioning of your husband?
Well, I do believe him to be a danger to himself and others. He believes he's talking with Santa Claus and some fucking angel.
And have these meetings been encouraging your husband to undertake certain actions?
Certain actions? He's gone fucking bonkers. The angel has only told him to donate £6 billion pounds of assets to places like Crisis and Shelter to help the sodding homeless. It's all gone mad. You know, before these Christmas visitations, he thought the same about the homeless as everyone else does. They're a bunch of drunken, work-shy junkies who should be kept hidden from society. You know, he was going to pay for them to be shipped away to Syria, where they'd get lots of exercise running about, dodging the bombs. You know, that's when he was thinking straight, of course. I just can't go on. I just find it too distressing, you know.
Mrs. Diablo would like something to drink.
Could I have a dry white wine, please?
I think the court would like to hear something of your background leading up to your meeting with your husband.
Well, I was born in the Sierra Nevada region of Spain where, as I mentioned, I came from a famous family of wine growers.
Wine growers? Do you mean producers?
Oh, whatever your almightiness. And as well as the vines, we had the castle and...
With the bulls.
Yes, life was idyllic, I said that. And then the revolution happened and we lost everything. You know, I narrowly escaped with my life. However, they didn't kill Sanchez and my parents.
Excuse me, Miss Diablo. Bananas, lions, tigers, and the revolution. Are we still in Spain? Who's Sanchez?
Well, Spain is up to its neck in global warming and tigers and lions and droves. And yes, well, Sanchez, he was my pet tiger.
Oh dear. And the revolutionaries, who were they?
They were a bunch of murdering communist bastards called the Corbynistas.
Let's cut to your meeting with Mr. Boyle. Where did you two meet?
Well, I was fortunate enough to be given asylum on an island of the Outer Hebrides for 2 months while I was in recovery. That's where I met the accused. He owns the place, you know, unless the Corbynistas have taken that over as well. They're all over Britain now. They followed me from Spain, you know. And it's my belief, you know, that they're feeding Hector mind-changing drugs that are causing him to imagine Santa Claus and the fucking angel that are telling him to give away all our possessions.
Mr. Boyle's not actually accused of anything, but thank you for your thoughts, Miss Diablo.
Oh, I'm sorry, your godliness. I don't think you're in charge of being fucking nuts.
I'd like to call Miss Ribena Aphrodite Boyle.
My name is Ribena, but ain't no one meaner. The doctors me old, we were both getting weaker. This Hector's me old man, he's getting real dreamy. He's hearing high thoughts, there's some fucking screaming. He don't like my sports car, the one that he got me. He don't like my yacht, the one that he bought me. He's trying to deny me the toys that he buys me. He's turned the real in to stop being a thief. My head's full of cushions, he's shut all them pussies. He's heading for trouble. A place full of nurses, the old boy's party, totally fucking sky. I gotta change my mind, the name has arrived. So here I'm standing, they're all talking trash. I should be in cats, smoking my hash. Hector's gonna get it right in the neck. It's a funny fun time, crazy old man.
Miss Boyle, what is your relationship to Mr. Hector Boyle?
Well, like. I'm supposed to be his loving daughter, like, but he's treating us all like scum, like. It's since that angel and Santa fucking Claus so arrived on the scene.
Miss Boyle, please moderate your language, particularly when referring to Father Christmas, whom some of us still believe in.
Well, I can see why you would like you could so much beef, bro.
I'll choose to ignore that young lady as I have no idea what you're talking about. Miss Boyle, can you describe the aspect of your father's behaviour that's causing you most concern?
Well, look, he was so got to get me a Ferrari for my Christmas, like, and that was just so sick, like, and I was so pleased, like. And then he sent me a postcard about adopting a snow leopard. Well, I got to do a fucking snow leopard. Anyway, my boyfriend, Donald Truman III, the famous orthodontist from Hollywood, is going to take me on a snow leopard hunt in the new year. Sounds a lot more fun than adopting one. But, you know, it's my brother Apollo I'm most worried about, like. His nerves are that shot full of holes. He's had to go to a retreat in an island in the bandanas to chill out.
Thank you, Ribena. I presume you mean the Bahamas.
Whatever your graceful is like.
I call upon the next witness, the Reverend Murdo McManus of the Free Church of Scotland. What is your relationship to Mr. and Mrs. Boyle?
Well, I've been pastor to Mr. Boyle since he was a babe in the outer 70s. I was pastor to his father and his grandfather before him. He was always a funny baby, but his recent shenanigans are out of control. He's totally under the control of that evil angel. And I know all about that, as I've had many a chat with the very same spirit.
May I inquire what age you are?
Well, you might, but that is solely the business of the Lord and myself.
Pray tell me in that case, what is the identity of this angel and the influence it exerts over Mr. Boyle?
Oh, praise the correct one, for we are in the presence of the fallen angel Satan. Yes, he's all around us, tempting us each moment to go astray, but he has taken up house in the body of Hector Boyle, and has led him to embrace the unspeakable. First it was the baboons. He plans to build a sanctuary for these evil brutes who delight in displaying their naked bounds to all and sundry. And have you seen what these beasts do with their rear ends? And he's going to build a sanctuary for the fiends in the Zebedees. And then, of course, there's all the money he's giving to the homoprofiles. Oh, he's doomed.
Are you referring to the donation Mr. Boyle has made to the Gay, Lesbian and Transsexual Alliance?
Aye, they creatures all the fancy titles you desire. They're doomed to the fires of hell, and Boyle will burn first. He's doomed, they're doomed, you're all doomed. Look at you all sitting here in your finery. Your minds are like the bottom of unclean bird cages. You pamper your palates and adorn your persons only to make better morsels for the birds to eat. And you especially voluptuous Boyle. Then I think that because that nutter you married has finally gone to the bed, that you'll get all his cash by standing there flashing your ample bosoms at the judge. You shameless harlot, you.
I accept these remarks, Your Highness.
Thank you, Reverend. That'll be quite enough. I call upon the eminent psychiatrist, Dr. James Kirk. How would you define Mr. Boyle's present mental state?
Well, after several extensive interviews with Mr. Boyle, I suggest he is suffering from multiple personality disorder, having conversation with several hallucinatory manifestations. This, combined with sudden mood fluctuations, are also indications of bipolarity.
Do you put that in everyday terms?
Ah, mein Gott, in that case he's talking to Santa and a sudden angel and taking their advice. Yeah, I have seen many nutter in the last 30 years. But Boyle takes the deepest hit. If he had another brain, it would be lonely. Yeah. We are dealing with a complete Krankenvater. Yeah. Definitely a picnic with ein sandwich missing. A prize winning. Yeah, lock him up and throw his it. Yeah. Even electricity through the brain. He would sit there with a big grin on his face and National Grid is kaput. Yeah. In my opinion, he has never recovered from his childhood experience in the islands. The constant pressure of his early life has come to boiling point at this Christmas time.
So are you suggesting that I should dispense with the evidence of the previous witnesses?
My God, nein. I agree with them all. I was just attempting to explain why he has lost the plot. Yeah, Jesus. He told me the other day he is having unnatural relationships with one of the reindeer. Tumper, I think. Yeah, he is wacko.
Well, the evidence so far from family and experts is rather unusual, to say the least. Some would say compelling. Mr. Boyle, do you have anything to say in your defence?
I would just reckon, Your Honour, that I am the same as any man or woman in this court today.
Present company expected.
Silence in court.
Okay, boss.
Mr. Boyle, do you realise what the implications of a verdict of diminished responsibility by reasons of insanity could mean to you?
I do, but I reckon you'll see the connivance of my self-seeking family, my ex-employees, and will put classes with experts in psychiatry and religion have said. But with the aid of my newfound friends, I shall place myself at the mercy of this court.
Very touching, Mr. Boyle, as one of your friends has been called as a character witness. Mr. John Marino, please take the stand. Mr. Marino, how long have you known Mr. Hector Boyle?
Oh, not that long, your lordship. Only about 3 weeks, your lordship. In that short time, I've come to know Hector, Mr. Boyle, very well indeed.
And in that short time, did you notice anything strange or unusual regarding Mr. Boyle's behaviour?
Strange, your honour?
Yes, as a psychiatrist, Dr. Crunt has testified that he is frequently delusional and is prone to fantasies of the most grand nature.
Well, now that you ask, your eminence, he has on occasion told me and the guys that he has occasionally seen Santa Claus and his reindeers.
Actually seen him?
As clear as day, your lordship, riding across the night sky at full belt.
Goodness, anything else?
Well, now that you come to mention it, and I'm only saying this because I'm under oath, and I like Hector, but he has told us that on occasion he's spoken to a guardian angel. It's telling him to do good with his billions. He sees himself as a kind of modern day Santa Claus to the poor and needy. I'm only saying, I'm just saying.
Quite. That'll be all, Mr. Marino. You're excused.
Name Rob's boss.
This is a very unusual case. The experts of the court, Mr. Boyle's family, and now a close colleague, each in their own way cast doubt on Mr. Boyle's ability to manage his finances, care for his wife and children, and run his businesses in a fit and proper manner, not to mention safeguarding his loyal employees. Yet to disenfranchise Mr. Boyle from what up to now this point are his legal rights is a bold step. I'm minded to postpone judgment on this case, as this is not a step to take lightly, despite what the evidence from professionals, family, and a recent good friend have testified. It is my judgment that Mr. Boyle presents himself to this court at 10 a.m. on December the 24th, and in the meantime he proves that he is a fit and proper person to manage his finances, run his businesses, and care for his adoring family. Thank you all. Thank you, Mr. Marino. Court adjourned.
Hello. Is that wonderful Mr. Johnny Marino speaking?
Ah, yes. To whom am I speaking?
It's Voluptua, soon to be the ex-Mrs. Hector Boyle.
Oh, nice to speak to you, Voluptua V. Anything I can do?
Well, let me think.
How can a modest man like myself help a posh dolly bird like you?
Well, there is two little things actually. I was hoping we could, we need to confer about poor Hector's trial before the 24th, and I was hoping I could meet up with you and to get our story straight, so to speak. Would you be available?
Sure, Henry, props like. Another little thing?
Well, I was hoping you could come up and see me sometime, eh?
Me? Come up and see you? Aye. No probs, eh?
Tonight, perhaps?
Aye. I'll be there.
See you at 7 then.
Aye, 7. Oh, she's hung up. Need to get ready for a night of torrid sexual passion with myself. Dear. Where's that brute I got for my Christmas 5 years ago? Maybe I'll need to change his week old underpants or go home. And guess what? I'm going to splash you on a box of After Eights. La-di-da-di-da-di-da. No more this shitty bus pass. For me it's only first class. Taxis and limos. How it'll be. Name comparing prices. Made enough sacrifices. The most expensive is the one for me. No more the dog queue, taking the long view. So let me tell you, I'm breaking free. This job will be the ticket to Pim's afternoon tea and cricket. Special brew and football. Nightmare for me. I'm done with fucking littles. I'll shop at Harvey Nichols. I'm moving up, guys. You wait and see. No more talking. Taking along. Don't let me tell you. I'm breaking free.
Oh, is that it? Oh well, beggars can't be choosers.
The best things come in small packages, though.
Well, I know it's amazing what you can do with something so small. Oh, that's wonderful. Johnny, are you okay there?
Dear. Oh, that's it.
Oh, Johnny, come to Mama.
Stop chasing me!
Just get round here right now. You're not going to...
Oh, can you take it in here?
Once we were 3, now we are 2. Lust can destroy, just look around you. Power and money, it's what they adore. It's never enough, they just lust for more. Friendships are lost, and it's hard to get over. This bond that we had
Should have lasted forever.
It's a long way back from where we once were. Trust that is lost, is so hard to bear. So that's it then. No trainers. No fuck all.
Stop thinking about your fucking self for once, eh? Hector could end up with loony bin skint, man.
Aye, true.
Fuck me, look what the cat cracked in. Fucking hell. Jesus, man.
Guys! That voluptuous is a fucking monster. She wouldn't leave me alone. Kept me up all night just to have an evil way with me. Tied me up and everything. Oh my God, she wouldn't leave me alone. It's terrible. What am I going to do? She did things to me that no man should have to imagine. Never mind endure. My God, she would just wouldn't leave me alone. What am I going to do? Eh? And of course, all that dog Perignon and caviar and a crudités made me puke. I'd have been better with a first supper and a can of special brew. And guys, the after eight's gone melted to fat. Guys, help me!
On your end, he'd be it, Johnny. You made your bed, son, so you can fucking lie in it, pal.
But it wasn't my bed.
You sell out Hector for a load of dosh to be the sexual plaything of that voluptuous. You fucking let us down, Johnny.
But guys,
man. Fuck off.
See you in court.
See you.
Well, boys, good work so far, eh?
We did our best. Glad you pleased me.
Did good, boys, you know. Bringing Marino in there, that was just a masterstroke. Talking of, where's that little prick anyway? Well, eh? Better late than never. Have you recovered yet, Johnny?
Oh, my body's wrecked, eh? My nerves are shattered. My scars, mental, and my body, they're still healing.
Yes, it was fun, wasn't it? But we'll save that for later. Let's get down to business.
Yeah, well, still not a done deal. I mean, that crackpot minister in the air did all he could, and perjury doesn't come cheap. And Johnny here, he said his bit, and the judge seemed to buy it.
Look, don't worry about Johnny. I'll take care of his needs.
This could make us switch beyond our wildest dreams, like taking candy from a baby.
Look, I can't see the judge giving Hector anything less or more than a padded cell.
Stitched up well and truly, yeah?
Come on.
We are here today to decide whether Hector Boyle has taken steps to convince the court that he is of sound mind and should not be sent to a mental hospital on grounds of insanity. Mr. Boyle, you will now have the chance to show me that you are well and I'd like some evidence of such, because at the moment the stakes are very much against you.
I'm in a difficult position here. I mean, you're exceptional yourself, so I would say that I'm the only safe person in this court.
Thank you. That is for the court to decide. Firstly, do you still intend to give directly all your company's assets to homeless charities?
Yeah, I see nothing wrong with that.
Your wife apparently does.
Too bloody right, I do.
Go on.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Listen, my wife is an inveterate liar. Right? I mean, surely you didn't believe all that nonsense about Spain and lions and tigers and wine roads. She's never been near Spain. Listen, when I met her, she was a pole dancer in Pumpers and Miners Welfare Club. I saved her from the life of the toad, so to speak. Her other brats too. Yeah. And that's where I've been at. She's that bloody selfish, she wouldn't even adopt a snow leopard. And Apollo, my son, he's currently in the Priory, trying to figure out what addiction he's actually trying to recover from.
Well, explain the testimony of the Reverend.
A strange guy. I mean, I've never met the man before in my life, and I've never been to any of the so-called exhibits. I reckon he must be in the pay of my scheming wife. No idea what he's about.
And Dr. Crunk. He's part of the plot too.
Yeah, he's a bit weird. I mean, what sort of language is that for a psychiatrist? He's the one that called me a prize loony. Yeah? A wacko, a Simon short at a picnic. Now, is that the sort of language you would expect from a professional like him?
And your work colleagues, they seem to think you're insane too.
Aye. And I said, I didn't expect that. Knife in the back. Quite a few against me, most for their own end of the man's self-seeking sods that they are. But unfortunately, I have no proof of that.
This is a problem, Mr. Boyle. You're still talking to the angel.
Yeah, and I see nothing wrong with that either. I mean, take the great entertainer Bing Crosby, and that's all true love, but he's saying, you and I have a guardian angel, on high with nothing to do, but to give to me and to give to you. Love forever true. Now, he didn't get locked up for that, did he? And what about that guy Robbie Williams who said there must be an angel looking down on me? Yeah.
True, Mr. Boyle, but neither claim to be in direct contact as you do. The problem is that there are so many people testifying to your madness, and you are unable to produce one piece of evidence to discredit them. Therefore, I have no choice.
Wait, Your Honour, I have here some evidence that I might think might affect this case. I have here a recording of Voluptua speaking to her cronies about trying to prove Hector insane.
This is highly unusual, Mr. Marino.
I know, Your Honour, but justice must be served.
Very well, let's hear it and I shall decide its relevance.
Well, boys, good work so far.
We did our best.
Well, boys, I can't see the judge allowing Hector anything more than a padded cell. Bringing Marino on board was a masterstroke. Talking about, where is that little prick? Well, better late than never. Have you recovered, Johnny?
My body's wrecked. My nerves are shattered, and the scars are still healing.
Yes, it was fun, wasn't it? But let's leave that for later and get down to business, eh?
Well done, Dilby. Cronk and that crackpot minister can only do so much, and they're not cheap. Perjury doesn't come cheap.
Voluptua Boyle, take the stand. Mrs. Boyle, you've been found to be a liar, an impostor, and a thoroughly bad egg. The ringleader of a gang intent on ruining a good man's life. You've also committed perjury, which is a serious charge. But to save High Court time, I'm going to sentence you to 200 hours community service, pole dancing for charity, in the Drunken Newt, a pub in the back streets of Bathgate.
Not pole dancing, Your Highliness. I'm 15 3/4 and I need a hip replacement.
That will be all. Ribena Boyle, take the stand.
This is just so unfair, like. This is just so unfair, you're so uncool. Mummy said we'd win this and you've gone and spoiled it all.
Ribena Boyle, you're not only a detestable young woman, but you're part of the criminal gang of your mother. You will spend 200 hours cleaning your father's baboon's bottoms. As for the rest of the plotters, Reverend McManus, you have 200 hours on a remote island in the west coast of Scotland, preaching to a colony of seals, and Crunk, you're sectioned. Dan and Mac, I sentence you for your part in this sordid affair to 6 months in the high security branch of Sports Direct at Gateshead, where you will be fed minimum rations and be subject to waterboarding if you do not achieve your daily target. Mr. Boyle, you're free to go. Merry Christmas, court dismissed.
Well, Hector, we showed them the truthful lights, pal, eh?
Yep, that voluptuous and the lot, what they've come up and serves them right.
Hector, guys, I'm really sorry. My head did get turned for a wee minute.
Ah, it's been your fucking easy going down, pal.
Danny lads!
I'm telling you.
Listen, son, anybody, it all came good in the end.
Aye. So what's next, Hector?
New trainers!
Will you shut the fuck up about your trainer, man?
Listen, guys, let's just enjoy Christmas, eh? What's that?
It's bells you're thing out.
Again, that, but what are they for?
It's midnight! It's Christmas Day!
Fuck's sake, so it is! Yes!
Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas, Hector!
Here, guys, that. What's that under your bed?
Aye, there's a boat.
New trainers! Size 9, banging! Thank you, Santa Claus!
At least somebody got what they wanted for Christmas Day.
Aye. Hang on. I'll pass you over. It's for you. For you.
Oh, sorry.
Answer it, Daphne.
Sake, man. Hello? Hello? Who's this? Hi, Ellen. Guys, hey, Ellen, my daughter. No spoke to her in years, man. Aye, I'm doing alright. Aye, I'm with my pals. Aye, you're doing fine, aye. We're just having a wee celebration of Christmas dinner. Aye. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry for not being in touch. It's just getting a lot of life problems and all that. Aye. Oh, that would be lovely. Yeah. Tell you what, you go and put the tree up, right? And I'll be around there. 1 o'clock sharp. By the way, how did you know where to get hold of me? Now, by the round, darling. You!
This I can do something right.
This calls for a celebration, boys.
Aye.
Hector, we didn't know which way the case was going to go. So I liberated a couple of bottles of finest with a wine ceremony. Sure. Just in case we need to drown our sorrows. Old habits die hard, big man.
Aye. Here's to Hector.
Merry Christmas,
Hector.
Thanks, Larry. Thanks, Johnny. Thanks. Hang on a second, Hector. How did you get the keys to my wine cellar anyway? Up to one. Didn't matter. Merry Christmas, guys.
Right.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Our three amigos are happier than ever. Larry will see his daughter and family on Christmas Day. Johnny has redeemed himself after his bruising encounter with Voluptia. And last but not least, our Gazza. He has his brand spanking new trainers. Size 9, New Balance. Our vagabonds gave what they could to give this tale a happy end. Friendship. For without that, the world is indeed a much colder place. Vagabonds by nature are wanderers, but not surprisingly, it was Hector who was the wanderer, searching for something that he had lost. It's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven, wherever that might be. So promise me this, kind people. You will be nice and caring to others this Christmas, as there aren't too many Hectors in this world, and this is only a vagabond's Christmas tale.
want to say special thanks to, we had two music, we never put music in a show before, original music, so thanks a lot to Andy and Jean who did that, so we go around. Director George over there, who's put it all together. Archie, he was a volunteer with the charity for a while and he became a trustee earlier in the year and he's been doing so much for the charity, so thanks very much.